Artcadets, and welcome to this week's video. So today I'm going to share with you a sneaky tip on how to make drawing easier. And last week I mentioned about doing a collage of your favourite characters, so I thought today we'd start another big picture of the Marvel characters, and the one I've chosen to draw is Spider-Man. So if you're ready, let's go. So I've started out by printing a couple of Spider-Man pictures here just off Google, and I'm going to show you what I look for when I draw a picture. So instead of just looking at the character as it is, I also look at what is called negative space. So negative space is the bit that is in between the characters. So I'm just going to use this green pen here to show you negative space areas. So this bit and this bit are negative space. The other bit we can look at on this picture is in between here, the bit that I'm shading in, and also possibly we can use this bit here. So I'm going to show you how I use that on this piece of paper. So rather than just drawing him cold, as it were, we're just going to do a rough shape. I'm not going to do too much detail. So you've got his arm there, and we're going to look at creating this shape here. So we're looking to recreate this shape here. See what I mean? So this bit is what we're trying to recreate. It's not brilliant, but it gives you an idea of what I mean. Okay, so without realising it, we've actually got quite a good shape there for his leg. So using this again for down here, we are creating this shape now. It's often a lot easier to see this simple shape rather than think of complicated Spider-Man legs. Okay, and then that helps you make sure everything's in the right place. So you can carry on going around with his leg. And again with this shape, although it's a bit bigger, kind of compare it to where that line is as well, so it gives you a rough idea how far up to go. So this has given us, without even trying too hard, a shape for our Spider-Man. Okay, we'll do it again on this picture. So this one might look really tricky, but again, if you're just highlighting these negative space areas here, I'm doing in green, it makes drawing this position a lot easier. You can also use this bit here. So I'll try again on this side. So we're looking to draw this little shape in here, here and here to start with. Okay, so this is the area that I shaded in green that I'm trying to draw here. And then that will show us where the position of the hands are, because that can be a bit complicated if you look at it just on its own. Okay, so once you've got that bit roughed out, you're then looking to draw this bit here. So sort of underneath this little triangle shape here. again, this last bit that we shaded in, making sure we've got that kind of triangle shape like that. And you can use that whatever you're drawing, just to give you a guideline, so it makes the whole picture a little bit easier to manage. You can also use the space around here to make sure that you're getting his shoulder at the right angle. Okay, so I'm going to do one more, and that is going to be the one that I'm going to use for today's outlining and colouring in felt tip. So while I'm doing that, I'm just going to have a little chat with you about this style of video, and perhaps you can drop me a comment in the box below. Do you like the tutorial style videos? And if you do, then do you think that I should do more of them? If you don't, what else would you like to see me do videos on? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make each of my channels really specific to the type of audience that are watching them, basically. So this channel I started up over a year ago now, and my aim was to reach a fairly younger audience, so maybe primary school age and up, but basically to help share my tips and techniques for how I go about drawing different things, as well as have some fun doing different crafty things as well. But I think where I've got ideas that I would like to do other more complicated pieces of art, I maybe introduce those into this channel, which might not have been what all of you have wanted to see. So now I've tried to separate that out, and I've got two different art channels. So I've got the Art Hive, where I'm going to be doing perhaps longer tutorials and product reviews, as I've mentioned before. On this channel I really want to tailor it to you guys, to a possibly younger audience, and get back to doing perhaps tutorials and doing the things that you enjoy the most. So please let me know what you think, and if you'd like to hop over and see those older longer tutorials, more detailed work, then go over to the Art Hive. That said, I'm now going to go on and talk to you a little bit about the colouring in. And for this picture, after I'd outlined it in my black pen, I used Copic felt tip markers. Now these are alcohol based markers, and I've not done an awful lot of work with these, and if you haven't got them, it really doesn't matter. You can just use whatever felt tips, crayons or other markers that you've got to colour in. But the reason I started to use these, or I'm going to try out these, is because they do blend really nicely. And I quite like the sort of the shading effects that it gives when you use two different colours. So when I chose these colours, I picked a red and then a darker red, and a blue and a darker blue, and I put the lighter colour down first, and then as you can see here, I'm just going over with the darker red, and that kind of gives me the shadow areas, and then I go back over with the lighter colour red as well, and doing that, it makes them blend together. And you can try this with regular markers, but it doesn't work as effectively, but it can be done. And again with the blue, I'm just going over with the darker blue into the shadow areas, and then going back over with the lighter blue to kind of smudge or blend them together. But you can also get this effect with crayons, pencil crayons and wax crayons as well. So as I say, don't worry at all if you haven't got the same markers that I've got. So once I'd done the colouring in, I then went in with my fine black pen and put in these spider web markings on Spider-Man's suit. And that was it really once I'd done that, and I thought that next week we'd take another Marvel character and I'll show you how to draw that one as well. So if there's one that you like, as I say just at the end of the video, then let me know and I might draw that one in the next video. And there he is, all done. Well, that's all for today, Artcadets. I hope you found the tips that I've suggested useful. If you have, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you've got any ideas or thoughts as to what you'd like me to draw next week, then just drop them in the comments box below. I'll see you next time.